Hey there, hi there, whoa there. Stop what you're doing. It's time for another edition of the ETPU Sportsnet Coaches Show. I'm Kenneth the K-Rock Klein, and well, here's a coach that if we were to give him his own show, it would be word from the hood. And the word from the hood is tonight you got a baseball game tonight with a midweek series. More on that later. But Coach Hood, I tell you what, you guys have really been playing well recently. You've won 7 of the last 10 games, taken a couple of series along the way, including, of course, this past series against Hardin-Simmons and also the previous series against the University of Texas Dallas. So just talk about the past couple of series of how things have been going.
Yeah, we've played really well. Offensively, we've been stringing together some things and scoring a lot of runs and really helping our pitchers out. And then when we need somebody to come in and shut the door, we've been able to do that as well. So the big thing that's been helping us out too is defensive. We've cleaned some things up defensively that are really just taking a lot of pressure off of our pitchers and taking pressure off of the offense. So all around, we're playing pretty good baseball right now. Still not our best, but seeing a lot of good things from this team, Kenneth. And a lot of things from a lot of young guys and guys stepping up. You're seeing the leadership starting to come out in the seniors. So just things are really starting to roll right now.
Certainly, Coach. And, going back to the previous series with the University of Texas Dallas and into the first game of Hardin-Simmons, the thing that has really impressed me the most has really been your offense. Like, you're really coming out of the gates aggressively, putting out all the runs to apply some early pressure to the opposition. So that way, by the time your pitching staff gets in, they have a lead to work with here. But, just talk about the coming out aggressively from the offense from the first inning onward.
Well, our mindset offensively is that we want to maintain pressure on the defense always. With our lineup, we've been able to manipulate and create depth to where there's not a whole lot of weak links in that lineup that we feel like. So there's a lot of guys that can do multiple things, not only at the plate as far as our small game goes, but also on the bases. We might get thrown out going the extra base sometimes, but we're going to maintain that aggressiveness and force the defense to make mistakes. We always want to be on the offensive approach of the side of the game. So continuing to put guys in good situations, continuing to put pressure on the opposition and their pitching staff and their defense, allows us to get those big time offensive plays.
Yeah, certainly. And also just the fact that, the guys feed off each other on the offensive side. I'll give you an example from the Hardin-Simmons series. So it was like the fourth inning with 2 outs, and Landon Barnes comes up to the batter's box. Before he gets to the batter's box, he turns around and looks to Brady Faulkner, who's on deck, and says, "Hey, I got you," and all. Because that way he meant to get on base. And Barnes did get on base in that particular situation, though it wasn't the way he would have scripted it out. Of course, didn't score that inning and all, but just talk about the confidence that, the guys are able to get on base to try to figure out a way to score some runs for the other guys to drive them in.
Yeah, so that's something that we really preach in our talks and our team talks, not only just offensively, but really as a pitching staff and the defense to where, like, not one person feels like they have to carry the team or that they have to carry the load, and if one guy has a mistake or has a bad at bat or has some bad luck, the next guy's got it, So we've got a team that's really gelling together right now. They're picking each other up. You'll even see it defensively. We booted a ball one time this past weekend, and young freshman pitcher on the mound, kept his composure and got the guy another ground ball, ended up turning a double play and getting out of the inning. So it's just stuff like that is really good to see. From especially when you have a big group of older guys and juniors and seniors, but also a big group of young guys and true freshmen. So to see that and to see them feed off of each other, it's really pretty cool to see.
And certainly the youth of the team, of course, is really stepping up because, Brady Faulkner, for example, he recently a couple of weeks ago won ASC Hitter of the Week with 8 RBIs in 1 game and 2 homers as well. But another guy that has really stepped up for you is Alan Underwood. Now, he had to battle in his last start against Hardin-Simmons for sure, but of course he kept his lead and we were able to put another couple of insurance runs for him to get the win and all of that. But the youth of the team has really started to gel over the past couple of series. I mean, and that's something that you've talked about. Is that something that you kind of like to? Are they feeling any sort of pressure, being the fact that they're young and not quite as experienced as the veterans, or are they just starting to get there?
Well, and here's what we say to them is that we're halfway through the season. They're no longer a freshman. They're no longer inexperienced. They've been in the college game for half a season. They've seen the older guys go about their business. They've continued to get reps, and by this time they are ready to play. You've seen that with Underwood. He's a competitive kid, and he goes out and he forces contact, and he's very consistent. And he's been a very big bright spot, and really something that we needed to happen is somebody to come in and give us a chance on the mound to be successful. And you've got guys like Brady Faulkner who, they had to buy their time for a little while last year, but then, last 2 weeks of the season, I mean, he was our guy. Drew Large has come in and had a good couple of weeks for us. He's another sophomore that's really come down and played really good center field and hitting the bottom of the order for us and has been really solid. So a lot of young guys that are contributing, bullpen-wise, the same thing. So it's good to see, and and those guys are the future of the program. So they have to get that experience and they have to get that exposure to the college game to have that confidence to continue to go forward.
Certainly, Coach. And, this week, of course, is a pretty bizarre week, to say the least, with as far as the scheduling, because you have a midweek series. But, usually when it comes to midweek games, you might have one game here or maybe one day, a doubleheader or so. But you're taking on Hendrix College, one game tonight, the next game tomorrow for 2 games as well. But then afterwards, you have to follow that up with your regular conference series as you welcome Belhaven as well. So obviously there's a lot to play into it because you want to keep your normal guys handling the series. So just kind of talk about, what it is that, the approach to trying to keep your guys, fresh and loose from a pitching perspective, but also from a hitting perspective.
Yeah, well, at this level, Kenneth, players want to play. We've practiced and we've practiced and we've practiced. And the fact of the matter is, if we haven't nailed it down by now, okay, it's not going to get any better. So we've got to go out and we've got to play. And in bringing Hendrix in, they're a team they're on fire right now, man. They're like 15-4 or something like that, just playing some really good baseball. And that's what we want to do. We want to go out and we want to play those type of teams, and we want to compete, and we want to test ourselves and to see, continually see where we're at, and continue to get these guys experience and exposure into the college game. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of running in and out, especially bullpen arms the next couple of days. But our guys want to play, and they want to compete, and to have two games this midweek along with the conference games. I mean, what's better than playing 5 games in 1 week? I mean, as a college athlete, as any kind of athlete, I mean, any chance that you get to go out and to compete at a high level is a good chance. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a tough competition these next 5 games that we have. But our guys are up for the task.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you tonight and tomorrow as well, along with the weekend. So he's going to be getting his team ready for Hendrix tonight, so you won't want to miss out on that. We'll have more baseball in the next couple of weeks with head coach Jared Hood. Stick around.